All right. Hi there. Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. That's okay, Lindsay. Just if you don't have your video on, that's okay. But I'm glad you're able to hop on. Happy Tuesday. Happy September, almost the end of the month. And we've got our sneak peek for this month. So for those of you, your friend Heather, Lisa, can you give me her last name? Zavani. Okay, perfect. I will add her right now. Those of you hopping on live, I want you guys to feel very comfortable asking questions, because I promise you, whatever you're thinking, other people are probably thinking it too. Those of you who are going to be listening to the replay later on, what I want you to do is just write your questions down and then reach out to your coach right after you listen to this call. And if I didn't already cover it, as you listen, then make sure to ask right away. But those of you on the call, don't be shy. You can unmute and ask a question. You can save it until the end, or you can type in the chat box, okay? So that's an option too. Alexandria, welcome. I'm gonna add you into the raffle because I don't have you in there, so I'm gonna add you in. Okay, all right. And then if anybody else hops on, I will do a final check. That way I don't have to keep interrupting the call to add people. I'll do a final check before I draw a name, okay, you guys? Let's get started. I'm going to introduce myself right after I share screen, so give me a moment. All right. Share screen. And all right, you guys should be able to see my screen. If you can't, then just unmute and somebody let me know. But the first thing I want to tell you guys when you watch this presentation, before I introduce myself, before I introduce a couple other coaches that are going to speak tonight, I just want you to see everything that we're going to talk about, and I want you to feel like you belong. And I know sometimes that's a tough place to be because you're looking at a group of people you don't know. But what's crazy, if I look at these photos, and besides my husband, who's in the bottom photo with me, I'd say 99%, maybe besides Allie, every other person I met online. And to look at these photos and feel like you're with family, like that's really how I feel when I see these pictures of people on our team. It started very similar. It started through an Instagram message or a Facebook message, or I met through somebody else that had a friend in another state and they connected us. And so when you see these pictures and you're thinking, oh my God, these people all know each other, like how do I fit in? All of us met in the most stranger way you could think of, right? Like 99% of us did not meet through normal, ways. I mean, I guess it's normal for 2019, right? But I want you to think you belong here. You belong in these pictures with us. You belong at these events. And I want you to think, I belong on this team. So just think about that as we talk about everything else today, okay? I'm going to jump in. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about who I am. Team Beachbody, that's who you're talking to right now, right? We're part of Team Beachbody. We've been around, Beachbody itself has been around over 20 years, and we are a 2-time elite team. And my name is Z. So I founded I call it like the grandma team that is speaking tonight, but we have expanded so much that you're going to hear from multiple teams that are all kind of a part of what I started really as a journey for myself in 2015. So the top photos and the bottom photos sort of represent two parts of my story. The first part of my story is really just someone who was trying to lose some weight before my wedding. My husband and I, at the time we were engaged, and I thought, I don't feel good in my own skin. Every time I go to my closet to get dressed, I don't feel comfortable. It's taking me forever to find something to wear because nothing felt right. And I thought, how am I supposed to get married in a wedding dress, right? And that's like supposed to be the most amazing day of your life. And I didn't feel good in my skin. That's the only reason I joined. There was no other reason. I didn't sign up as a coach at first. And I really got what I wanted. I found something that worked for me. I fell in love with the program. It met that exact expectation that I wanted. And it's been with me on a personal fitness level from day one. It's never left me. So through pregnancy, I used our programs. The last picture is from this summer, a year after having my baby girl. I've gotten back to where I wanted to be. And that's what I love about this program. I was a yo-yo dieter that tried all the fads, and everything worked for me for 6 weeks. Everything worked for 6 weeks. And then after that 6 weeks is when things would fall apart. So to look back and think like for 4 years through multiple life changes, this has always worked for me. Nothing else in my life ever has, from a fitness and health standpoint. And so that's who I am, is I would be a customer of this product even if I was not a coach. Now, from the coaching aspect, I think it makes it so much easier when you already love the product and you love what it can do for your life to tell people about it. And so it never was a business for me at first. It was just very natural to share it with other people. In the picture on the left, there's a big old suitcase that you can't see. And I was always on a plane. I was traveling all the time for my corporate job. And I wouldn't look at you and say like I hated my job. I wasn't really looking for something else. I didn't really think anything else would fit in my life. But slowly I started to dabble in this coaching thing because I thought it was fun. I also thought, you know what, if I can help other people on their journey, then I'm going to stick to my journey because I don't want to let other people down. And somehow it grew, and I'll be honest, my goals changed. I started seeing other women and men that were succeeding and building this, and I thought, if they can do it, why can't I? And then I decided to make a goal to really build my business before I had my little girl so I could stay home with her. And that's exactly what I do today. The picture on the far right is our team. That's just a small bit of our team. Our team has grown and grown and grown, and it continues to grow. But that's what my life is today. So I don't have my corporate job anymore. So those are the kind of, I look at as almost two separate parts of my story. So what does a coach actually do? I just want to dive right into that because that's what a lot of you are thinking, like, what would I do as a coach? It's really 3 things, okay? And I say simple, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about what that actually entails. So you choose a program. Those of you who have already done our programs, you might have heard of like MM100, or you might have heard of 21 Day Fix, or maybe 2B Mindset. So we have many different programs, and we have new programs that come out all the time. You need to pick a program. It does not matter which one. You need to pick a program. You need to follow it. You need to have your own transformation, right? When I say your own transformation, I don't mean that you have to have a picture that shows you've had this crazy transformation, okay? My first before and after was only 2 weeks apart. It wasn't anything crazy, but how I felt was absolutely night and day difference. And you want to continue showing people that you just get better. So we're not expecting that your first and your second picture are night and day apart, but you need to show that every single day you're getting better, you're getting stronger, you're progressing. You have to commit to following it. If you can't commit to following it, who's going to commit to following you? That also doesn't mean that you don't have struggle days, or you don't have days where you miss your workout because you just couldn't get it in, or days where you mess up on your meal plan. People want to be led by someone that's a real human that has the same struggles. But what we do is, as coaches, we show how we overcome that. We show how we don't let guilt stop us from moving forward. So that's what a coach does. You're a real person with real struggles, and you show how you get through those struggles. And then number 3 is share it with others. I always read this one, and sometimes I just kind of skim over it, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you're going to sign up to be a coach on this team, I want you to be successful. I see coaches all the time succeeding, and I'll tell you number 3 is the biggest difference. I don't care if it's through social media on Facebook, through Instagram, or if you plan to walk down the street and knock on all of your neighbors' doors and tell them, hey, I'm doing this awesome program and I think you should do it with me. You have to share it somehow with other people. Somehow you have to share it. We teach you, we give you all the tools, but what we cannot do is show up in your house, grab your phone, or walk down the street with you and share it for you. So that's the one right there that makes or breaks the difference between the coaches that are building a successful business and the coaches that want to build a successful business but never do anything. So sharing is probably the most important out of the 3, because 1 and 2, you probably wouldn't be on this call if you don't want to do number 1 and 2. If you're like, I don't really want to work out, I don't really want to eat clean, I don't want to get better, I don't want to feel better, you probably would not be on this call. So I know that the first 2 you already want in your life if you don't already have it in your life. Number 3 is the one that makes or breaks it. Now, if that scares you, I will tell you, we help you, we show you how, but we just cannot do it for you. And I want to be totally honest and upfront about that. All right. What we are not, you can be these things, but you definitely don't have to be a trainer or a dietitian or a nutritionist or a life coach. Beachbody's programs are created by professionals. We just have to motivate people to follow them. But you don't actually need to be a nutritionist that helps people analyze their diet and their food. They can follow the program that's been written for us, okay? Now, Beachbody does allow you to get certified in additional programs, and we can definitely talk more about that if someone has more questions about that. But you don't have to be any of these things to be a top successful coach or any type of coach, all right? So how do you actually earn money as a coach? How do you actually earn? We get paid weekly, direct deposit into your bank account. So when I started, I'll be honest, I had no idea. I thought I was just gonna get a bunch of discounts or free products and I'd earn like points to get products. No, you get actual dollars. If you're in the US, we're also in the UK and Canada, but you get paid in your currency, actual money direct deposited every Thursday into your bank account, okay? We make 25% retail commission. So if you look at the products here, we have Beach Bars, Shakeology, the performance line at the top. If people are ordering those from you, and every time they order, we make 25% commission on those products. Now, you over time will build up a clientele, people who continue to order from you, and you'll continue to earn that 25% on their orders. There are different kinds of bonuses, and you'll learn what those actually mean, but there are bonuses called fast start bonuses. There's bonuses for different rank when you start building a team called star diamond bonuses. There's matching bonuses, diamond bonuses, and then there's quarterly incentives and rewards. And I'll talk a little bit more about what those quarterly incentives and rewards are, because those are pretty fun and exciting. All right, you guys, I am going to hand the mic over to Chelsea. It still says new coach story because I still think of her as a new coach, but I think we're coming up on a year now, right, Chelsea? Yeah, that's so exciting. I still feel like you're a new coach, but she definitely doesn't act like a new coach. It's just, you know, when someone is in their first year, it's always very exciting because that's so brand new to them. But she's a mom of 2 toddlers. She comes from a military family, and I would say you guys were a 1-income household, but you are working to change that. She was a top coach on the team in July, but she's been in top 3 for the past, I think, 3 months, I want to say. So she's definitely someone that I want you guys to look up to and listen to her story right now. So I'm going to hand the mic over to you, Chelsea. Hold on one second.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Great to see all your faces. It's an honor to get to speak, Z. Thank you for letting me share part of my story. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. I could tend to get long-winded when I talk about Beachbody, anything Beachbody. I started out as a challenger and customer with the Griffins, Mike and Carrie. I remember talking to Mike. I told this story the last time I got to speak while I was potty training my oldest son. My youngest was almost 4 months old, and I'm like holding the little one and like wiping the other one's bottom, like, so Mike, hang on. And he's like, Chelsea, you don't know how many times I've done the same thing. It's fine. So when I signed up, I really just came on to lose baby weight. Like, I was 4 months postpartum with my second child, and I was just ready to not feel so fluffy and like feel good in my clothes. I just needed some time to myself each day, because as a stay-at-home mom of now 2 kids, I really wasn't getting that. So when I signed up, told Mike and Carrie, we can barely afford Beachbody On Demand. Actually, someone paid for it for my birthday present to myself. And so I said, please don't talk to me about any of the supplements. I don't want to coach. I'm hands off. All I want to do is work out. And so I just sit here and laugh at if someone had told me then where I would be now, I would just be like, no way, there's no way. And so it's just really cool to look back and see the trajectory of my story with Beachbody and just what it has done for me. I say it all the time. It's changed me from the inside out. You know, we are a military family. My husband right now is gone, and thankfully he's just training. He's not like deployed, but he's gone, you know, and I'm running the house, doing the things I do all the time, but without, you know, my support system. But now I have this thing that is like just for me. And I don't know, I think we all can relate to that to some degree. You don't have to be a stay-at-home mom to feel like you don't have something for yourself. Like I personally know someone on this call, I'm looking at her face that I haven't seen in so long. You know, like you could be like a working professional, you could be a student, you could be, it doesn't matter. We give and we give and we give, right, to all these areas of our life, but to have something for yourself, to pour into your own cup every day. So like Z said, it starts with yourself. Like you're working on your own journey. You are doing the programs, find one that you know, can commit to, show up every day and just share your story. And that is the ripple effect. It's going to change your life. Like I promise, if you show up and just do the work, keep your commitment to yourself, honor your commitments. That's something I've really been working on. I want to be a person of keeping my word to myself. Like, why are we so quick to keep our word to everyone else, but then we commit to working out 30 minutes a day and then life gets hard and we don't do it? Like, what is that? So I just encourage you, like if you're new to this journey, do that, because that's what started this for me. I showed up every day for 21 days. And I was amazed at the end of the 21-day fix that like, oh my gosh, I lost some inches, and I was following 2B Mindset. I lost a ton of weight in that first like 3 weeks, and the momentum and excitement just kept going. And you know, this story makes me emotional every time, and I'll try to keep it super short, but I remember where I was standing when I called Carrie in November of last year. We're coming up on a year that I made this phone call to her. And I remember just thinking about how we needed to do like our budget. And I knew we didn't have a lot left in the grocery budget for that pay period, and thinking about the calendar and like how it fell and when we were going to get paid again. And Micah, my oldest, was playing in his room. I'm holding the little one, and I just start crying. Like, yes, I'm postpartum and super hormonal, but like there was this domino effect of thoughts of like, I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. We've always done this. Like, I don't want to worry that we have $50 left in the grocery budget for another week, you know? I don't want to worry about if something happens to the car, like just, you know, the thoughts where you start here and you kind of just downward spiral. And I just remember like, something has to change. And something in me picked up my phone and called Carrie, and I just cried to her and said, I need a change. I need something. Like, we need to talk about coaching. I have to do something to help my family. And that really started it. That was in November. I really didn't do anything till January. I would not encourage that. I would say, you just go for it. Like, I was super afraid to be that friend. Like, show me a show of hands, like who is or was afraid to be that friend. We've all been there. I'm so over that now. I'm like, whatever, unfollow, who cares? And so like, if I could just encourage you with anything, with something, is don't be afraid to share your journey. Like, you have something to offer people. And there's a quote that's going around that I just love, is that, I might butcher it, but essentially it says, you're inspiring people that are watching you that will never say a word to you, but they're watching your story. And so you have something to share for the people that you know, in your personal life, in your work life, on social media, and you just showing up and doing the work is going to inspire those people. And I just promise you, it will take you on a journey that you are shocked you're on. And so fast forward, here, we are in, what month is this? We're almost in October, and you guys, I'm sending both of my boys to preschool part-time, 3 days a week. It makes me cry every time that I drop them off, just about, because this is because of Beachbody. My husband's paycheck has nothing to do with my kids getting to go to school, and they would not have this opportunity if it wasn't for me getting to help others. What we get to do, what we get paid to do is always under the umbrella of number one is helping other people. It's never about anything else. You're making an income while you're making an impact. And this has it changed my family. So I'm dropping them off tomorrow and I'll probably cry again when I take them into their classroom because this just wouldn't have been reality for our family. And so the next step, and I actually have not said this, I don't think publicly, but next step I'll share here is we're going to come off of WIC. That is my next goal for Beachbody Income is they're in school. So that means mama gets to work and we're going to come off of WIC. That's number 2. So one day I'm going to come on here and say, we're not on WIC anymore. We don't need it. So just hope that, again, I get long-winded, I'm sorry, but I just believe in these programs. I believe in this team. We have incredible, the Griffins, Z, Allie, all of you, they're just amazing. And we're here to help each other. One person's success does not threaten yours. And I think that's super rare. And so being a part of this team, I'm a little biased, but it's the best team around. So I hope that encourages you. And it's hard work. It's not easy. And like Z said, we cannot come to your house and make you do it. So you have to put in the work, but I promise you, put in the work for yourself, put in the work for helping people, and it will pay off. So I'm going to step off my soapbox, but thank you for letting me share. And I'm excited for all of you, and hopefully we'll see you on some more calls.
Chelsea, you are such a rock star. And I want those of you listening to her and thinking, what I don't want you to do is to look at Chelsea or anyone else who's going to speak today and think, I can't be that person. Because even though she's always had it in her, I don't see her as a different person. You were not this sure of yourself. You were not, the confidence did not show. I know it was in there, but I wish I could record the first time I ever talked to you because none of that, and it's not like you didn't have it. It just, I know you're speaking and it's I'm getting goosebumps. I know everybody's feeling the same way, but I never want someone to look at you and think I could not do that, because you can. Because all of us, the first time we were on a call, my first team call, you guys, nobody showed up. So I didn't even have a chance to lack confidence. But I just want all of you who are thinking could I do that, to know that you really can. It's in you. Don't be scared of that person. All right. But Chelsea, you're such a rock star. And I learned more about your story today that I didn't even know. I didn't know that you were gifted Beachbody On Demand.
I was. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I will say, Z, the first time you called on me on the first team call I was ever on, I told my husband, I felt like I was going to throw up. He called my name. I have to answer a question.
That's so funny. Look at how different it is now, right? So that can be you. I don't want you guys to be scared of that. I want you guys to embrace it and just know that it does happen very organically. And there are times where you might want to throw up, but you'll survive and you'll come out so much happier and stronger. All right. I am going to share screen again and jump back in. Whoops. Okay. So can you actually earn income? I think that's a question that I like to cover because I did not realize this when I started. My first time getting a check, it was $134. Actually, that was the whole first month. That wasn't even 1 week. And I was kind of surprised. I'm like, wow, they're actually going to give me money. I'm telling you guys, I did not get on a sneak peek. I didn't have anyone train me. And so when I got that, I thought, wow, they're actually going to pay me to do something that's making my life better. And I would have done it for free. That was the big moment. I would have done it for free. That's how much I loved what I was doing. That next January, so I became a coach in June of 2015. That next January, I had built up that income up to $1,200 a month. The following January, it went up to $2,100. And then between 2017 and 2018 was the biggest jump that I had in this business. I want you guys to see that there's an income disclaimer on the bottom. That's very important. It's that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the Team Beachbody Coach opportunity. Each coach's income depends on his or her own effort, diligence, and skill. And that's really important because sometimes I fall into that trap too, where I see another coach and I think, wow, 4 years in and they're making more than I am. What am I doing wrong? Or I'll see someone, or I'll work with someone that's making less and think, why am I not where you're at? it's not going to be the exact same for everyone. I don't share this so you can compare. I share this to show you actually can earn an income, and that there is a point in this business, no matter where you start, as long as you keep going, where it does start to build momentum. So for me, from 2017, 2018, a lot of the things that I was doing before just kind of finally came into fruition. So it was all those seeds that I was planting. It's a business where if you stop planting the seeds, the opposite will happen, and you'll make less and less and less every single time. So I want you guys to remember that. This is the type of business where the more you do consistent work, that's where you'll start to see all of that, all those seeds that you're planting, just all of a sudden they'll prosper and bloom. And it sort of happened all at once for me, but it didn't happen without effort, without a lot of effort. And I see someone typing into the chat box. So that's what I want to make sure everybody understands is I worked my tail off, you guys. Like I did not even though I say I joined for fun. Yeah, I joined for fun, but I loved it so much. I shared it with every single person I worked with. I told all of my girlfriends, hey, you should do this program with me. I had this crazy deep desire to get all of my friends doing this. All right. Actually, my family, I was most hesitant to reach out to, and my family just like barely started joining me in the last like year or two. But my friends and my coworkers, I really wanted them to join me. So I didn't dabble when it came to inviting. I was excited to tell people. And even though I didn't want to be that friend, here's something I'm going to share that I didn't share on the last sneak peek. My husband was involved in a multi-level marketing company before, so an MLM. And I hated sharing it. I felt so icky, and I felt like this is just not natural to me. And I'll tell you guys the number one reason that didn't happen at Beachbody, because I love the product. I was not in it for any other reason except that I loved it so much I wanted to share it with everyone. So I didn't have that feeling of I don't want to be that person, because I never felt like I was sharing for the wrong reasons. I truly felt like I want to tell everybody to do this with me, because if I'm having these results, so can my friends. And if you are, and I'm going to say, especially with women, most of us do hang around the office, at least if you're working or you're hanging out with other moms, and we're complaining about our diet or lack of working out or not being consistent. It was something in my life every single day my friends and I were complaining about. I really wish I could have worked out. I did work out. I fell off the wagon. We were always talking about it. So sharing this was so easy for me. So I don't want you guys to think I just did a post on Facebook and I made money. No, I invited people, and I will teach you guys how to do that, and you'll learn how to do that. But make no mistake about it, I did reach out to people and I loved sharing. All right. All right, let's keep going. There we go. Okay, so Chelsea spoke earlier. Chelsea mentioned that Mike and Carrie were her coaches. Mike signed on last July, so he's been a coach a little over a year, but he leads the strongest downline under my team. So in the 4 years that I've been a coach, nobody has a team that is as strong as Mike. I don't even know if he knows that, but when I say strong, is he doesn't just bring on people. The people on Mike and Carrie's team are strong, and that really goes to show the type of leadership that they're getting. So when you guys hear Mike speak, I really want you guys to take his story in, because he might be a newish coach, but he is one of the strongest coaches in our company. He's been asked to speak on team calls for over 90,000 people on our Beachbody Champions page. And it does lead the strongest team under my downline too. So Mike, you have a lot to be proud of. He is a father of 4. He's a husband to his beautiful wife, Carrie. He's a pastor. He's employed full-time, sort of part-time coach, but like I said, he's a super strong coach. So I wouldn't even say he's doing part-time anything over here. He is the founder of Team Elite. They are a Star Diamond team. And that's him and his beautiful family. I'm going to stop share and let him tell his story.
All right, Z. So I think it's important that we keep that picture up, because I can tell a lot with that picture. So, hey, everybody. I am super excited. And Z, I'm going to take you on the road with me every time to do my introductions. Thank you. Look, I'm fired up about Beachbody and my team and all these people on you know, that I see on this. And, you know, Z's right. I had no idea who she was before we started Beachbody, and now she's a close friend to us and our family. And so I look at these people all across the country and think about, you know, what would have happened if I didn't do Beachbody. So I'm just going to take you back and just let you know the story, my story. So the bottom picture there that you see, the guy on the left is 33 years old. The guy on the right is me a couple of weeks ago at 46 years old. There's 13 years difference between these. But I want to let you know, it was that guy on the left. This was a very pivotal day for me because I was 33 years old and I had just had my first son, Reed. And I was grossly overweight. I was 33 pounds more than I am right now. I was going in the wrong direction. And I think I just had a realization at this point in time that look, my life was no longer just for me. I mean, I had people other than me relying on me. And then if I wanted to be a dad that could play with his children, if I wanted to be the husband that I wanted to be, I could not be this out of shape. And so I had to do something about it. And I saw this program on TV called P90X. And I was like, well, why not? I mean, they've got this money back guarantee. And you guys don't understand. I am the most skeptical person on this earth. And I can prove it to you 1,000 times if you ever want to know. I am unbelievably skeptical. But I tried this program and it worked. It worked big time. You know, I lost the 33 pounds. I got in some of the best shape of my life. And so I would do this every single year. And I was a big fan of P90X, huge fan of Beachbody. Anytime a new program would come out, I would do it. Well, 3 years ago, I guess, is it 3 or is it 3.5 now? Anyway, my friend Brad and Lisa, who is one of our best friends, and they were getting married. And I said, hey, do you want to do this program with us? And, you know, it was a Beachbody program. We'll get you in shape for your wedding. It'll help provide accountability. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing? And he looked at me and said, yeah. Are you trying to tell me something? I was like, no. I mean, this would be great. You should come on and do this with us. And so anyway, we did, and he got the results. And we have been working out every day of every week for the past 3.5 years. And it's been amazing. But 3.5 years ago, Brad, Koch is his name, he said, why are you not a coach? And so I was like, look, I've got too many things going on. I mean, I'm just not going to be a coach. It's just not the right time. And he would keep dripping. So when Z was talking about planting that seed, it took 2 years before I ever pulled the trigger. But he would just consistently say, why don't you do this? And send me pictures of Summit and what different people were doing. And he goes, you do this for us. Why would you not do it for other people? And I said the exact same excuse most of us do, which is, number one, that stuff doesn't work. Number two, I'm not going to do it. Number three, I just don't have the time, all that stuff. And so finally, this program, we had been doing the Masters Hammer and Chisel, and we had done it probably 3 times, and we wanted a new program to do. Well, this program called Lift 4 came out. And when Lift 4 came out, the only way that you could do it was you had to become a coach. So I go, all right. So Joel Freeman is posting all this stuff on his Instagram pictures, and I go, I literally type in there, hey, I want to do this program. What do I need to do to be a coach? And that evening, I think I had 93 responses on my Instagram feed. And there was, look, in my college days, this would have been good. 92 of them were women. And one was Todd Slingsby, which is Z's husband, and said, hey man, I've been looking through your Instagram pictures. I love 80s music. I see your friends. We have so many things in common. And so I went, I like this guy. Let me talk to him. And so anyway, I signed up to be a coach at that point in time with no other expectation other than I'm doing this for Lift 4 and that's it. That's the only thing I'm going to do. And so then he introduces me to Z after they have their beautiful child, Summer. I think I met her 2 weeks before they were having their child. And so Z finally challenges me. She goes, why would you not just show what's happened to you? Why would you not post a before and after picture of this? And so I said, why not? I'll do that. So I posted a before and after picture. Z helped me craft the story. We went back and forth, and I said, fine, let's do this. And when I posted that picture, we got 80 people that responded to that picture of, I need help. I'd love to do it. I need accountability. And so it just proved a point to me that so many people needed this. So many people needed the help. And we jumped in, and some of my best friends joined the group, and they're still part of the group. And we founded Team Elite, and we got to become part of Team Inspired. And it's just been unbelievable. So now I've gone from that person that was the most skeptical person in the world to going, why would you not do this? In fact, I'd love for you to tell me a reason why you wouldn't do this. And for those of you that know me, and I know a lot of you don't, I believe in 5 F's. They're faith, family, friends, finances, and fitness. And if I look at what's important to me, I've been able to share my faith with so many people that I didn't know. Friendships have been off the charts good. So my best friends that were my best friends have become even closer friends. Friends that I didn't know have become now great friends of us, and we get together and be inspired on a weekly basis. I have friends all over the country. When I think about family, you guys, my wife and I run this business together. Do you know how fun it is to go after something, after your dreams with your spouse? I mean, that's awesome. Not only that, my son Reed is playing baseball. He does Lift 4 every single day to get up every single morning. So that influence is paying off. And then you talk about the finances. This is already paid. I would do all of this for free. That's crazy. I would do all of this for free. I would help people hit their financial goals for free. But the bottom line is, it's actually paid for us so many things. It's given us a side income where we can go on date nights, where we can invest in the kids' 529s, where we can pay for things that we necessarily wouldn't have. And I just think it's unbelievable now when you think of the way I was at the skeptical part to now be at the guy I am, which is, tell me why you wouldn't do this. I guess I don't understand why you wouldn't do this, because there is no cap on your income. The more people you help, and Chelsea put it great. I mean, when we inspire people, we make an impact. And I don't know of any business that's better than that. And Chelsea, actually, it's kind of funny, when you were going through that and you got through it and we're going to the next step, Chelsea called us and says, I'm all over this. This is not selling something. We are changing people's lives. And I was like, you know what? You're exactly right. And so, look, I'll reiterate it again. I don't know why you wouldn't do this. And I'll tell anybody, anywhere, anytime, this has been an unbelievable blessing to us, to my family, to our friends. And I'm so thankful for that. So, and I'm also an open book. So you want to ask any questions, anytime, any place, you Facebook, message me, whatever you need to do. And I'm an open book. So, Z, I'll turn it back to you.
You got me super emotional, because I was listening to you and I was thinking, this call really shouldn't just be for people that want to learn about the business. This call should even be for people who are coaches and maybe haven't started working the business, or maybe they're going through a struggle. Like you, if I could sign up all over again, I would. That's how emotional I got listening to you. And it just got me so excited again that I get to do all this with people like you. And I think that's knowing that you can be a part of something with individuals who every time you're around them, you feel like you become a better person. That is so rare. And I look at this team and that's truly how I feel. It's like this call alone just got me so excited and so re-energized because these are the people that I get to learn from and surround myself with. So just remember what we started the call with, that you belong here. And I should add a hashtag, and that's what Mike kept saying over and over. Why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you? And I think those of us that are here now, we don't know how to answer that question anymore, right? Like maybe we were skeptics before, but like today, I don't even know how to answer that because I couldn't imagine not doing this. So let me jump back in and talk a little bit more about some things that you guys might be thinking or you might want answers on. And then, of course, please, if you have questions, type them in, or at the end, I'll give you guys some more opportunity to ask. All right. So I told you guys I'd tell you a little bit more about some of the fun stuff. So every year you have an opportunity to earn a trip for you and a guest, and it's called Success Club. And there's a way that even a pretty new coach, I mean, I wouldn't say if you sign up, today, tomorrow, you're going to get to go on the trip. But you don't have to hit very high ranks in this company at all. In fact, I did qualify for my very first one, but I signed on in June, so I still had over half the year. But if you don't hit your first one, everybody can absolutely, who chooses to work this business, qualify for their second one. We've got quite a few people that are qualified to go in, I think it's April or May of next year. And it's always some fun beachy resort or a cruise ship. But what's really cool about this, you guys, I didn't know this, but I recently learned that a lot of other companies out there, what they ask you to do is they ask you to qualify for the trip, and that's what you have to earn. But once you qualify, you're paying for everything. You're paying for your hotel, you're paying to take your guest. That's not how it is at Beachbody. You just got to cover your airfare. But once you're there, the resort is covered, the food is covered, your guest is covered, and there's quite a few coaches that even take their family. As long as you're okay with your kids in your room and you don't have to buy a separate room for them, you're literally you're getting a vacation paid for your entire family, and they take care of you on these trips. So that right there, I mean, if that's not reason enough to do this, even without the money, a vacation for your family every year because you're helping people. Did we have a question come in? Yeah, so Mike is going to Punta Cana next year. He said there's a hot tub in his room. That is awesome. Mike, are you taking the whole family, or is it just you and Carrie? Do the kids get to come?
Just date night. Or date.
Oh, I love it. You and Carrie, that's awesome. And I know you've got quite a few people from your team that qualified too.
Yeah.
The picture in the center is our summit event, and every single coach on this team has an option to attend summit, and I highly recommend you do. Summit is about 20,000 coaches that come together every year. We learn, we grow, we do a massive workout together. It's the largest workout in the history of North America. It's largest outdoor group workout, and that's a picture of it from I believe that was possibly in Nashville, but we do it every year, and unless you're there, I would honestly say it's indescribable, like actually being at Summit, and especially that workout. But they bring in some of the best speakers. Last year we had Rachel Hollis, who's there in the last picture. And all of you who are new coaches, if you sign on today, you have, and we'll help you with this, there's a goal you can hit in your first 3 months to earn a free ticket to Summit. So we can talk about that, but you should all have that on your goal list. All right. So sort of picking up where Mike left off earlier, where why wouldn't you do this? Also ask yourself, what do you have to lose? You improve your health. So if you have weight to lose, or if you just have health that you need to improve, if you need to feel better about yourself, if you need to gain energy. So what if the number one thing you do is you change your physical and mental health from this? You look amazing in your clothes. You feel amazing. You improve your blood pressure. You save on a gym membership. You eat better. You lower your risk of diabetes. Like, think of all of those things. If that was the side effect of being a coach, why wouldn't you do this? And I want you guys to know that when I look at the best before and afters, and I'm not just saying pictures, I'm talking pictures and internally, they are coaches. Why? Why is it that coaches have better results? I'll tell you guys why. Because it's become our job to take care of ourselves. I know for me, when I was in my corporate job, my health was the first thing I put on the back burner. The first thing that I said, you know what, I'm not going to have time to do this. I'm going to focus on hitting my goals at work. Now, this doesn't mean that this has to replace your job. We have quite a few people on this team who have full-time jobs, but now that it's also their job to take care of themselves, they have to do it. They feel like they're not going to want to let their people down. And so you make your health a priority. What if that's the only thing you benefit from, is that you are a healthier person? Would you think that you lost anything? I would say that you gained so much, and you gained probably the most important thing you can, and that's your health. Dave Ramsey says, what if we didn't wait for the heart attack to make a change? So if your health and your fitness isn't where you want it to be, let me tell you right now, and I know every single coach on this call would agree with me, that becoming a coach will elevate those results for you. You will have better results because you're wearing that coach title. So go into this with that first goal right there of you, of your health, that you're filling your own cup with Beachbody. And then after that, ask yourself, what do I have to gain? So what if you do succeed at the goals you make for yourself? What if you really do earn a side income? If next month or the month after you actually had an extra $500 in your bank account? What if you had an extra $1,000? What if you went all in and you decided, I'm going to build this into a 6-figure income? Or what if you earn a free trip for your family? What if you walk on stage? What if you end up leading a top team? All of these things are possible. These things are not just happening to coaches that signed on 3, 4, 5, 7 years ago. There are coaches that signed on a year ago that are doing these things today. Coaches that signed on 7 years ago that are still doing this today. So this is possible. It's just about you asking yourself, do I want this, or what do I want from this? And then going back and saying, what do I have to lose? I'm gonna turn the mic over to Mike again, because he is really good about talking about the benefits of owning your own business, and specifically a 1099. So Mike, do you want me to leave the screen on, or do you want me to switch it to you?
Just leave the screen on.
Okay.
It's fine. So this is an important thing too, because, you know, at the same time that I was looking into Lift 4, I was actually reading this book, and I don't know if you can see this book or not, but it's by the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, and it's from one of their attorneys on staff. That it says, let me just read the title of the book to you. It says, Start Your Own Corporation, Why the Rich Own Their Own Companies and Everyone Else Works for Them. Bottom line, it was saying what the wealthy do immediately is they start their own corporations. Why do they do that? Because there's tax benefits to doing it. So if you look at this, and the last F I didn't talk about was finances. And so for those of you I don't know, I mean, my full-time job, I'm a financial executive with Bank of America Merrill Lynch. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, but I was always looking for that business that I could open where I would get all the same benefits that another business could get. But here's the bottom line. I hate debt. I hate it. I don't want debt. I don't think it's good for you. You know, it's what's a business where I could get all the tax deductions and continue to, you know, build an income. And at the end of the day, if I just didn't want to do it anymore, where I didn't owe anybody anything. And you guys, this is it. I mean, this is it. And look, I'm not a tax advisor. We have several tax advisors on our team. So if you need a recommendation, we have them on our team, on Z's team as well. But look, you know, things that we didn't get to write off before that we now have the ability to: cell phones, cars. This office that you see that I'm in right now, which is a part of my house, now we can write those things off. If I'm on a dinner with anybody from my team and we're talking about Beachbody, those are things that now you can write off. And I'm not kidding when I say that last year it probably saved me $10,000 in taxes. That's true. And so now I understand why the book was written. So yes, it can pay you an income, and it does pay you an income. And that part has been great, but it also pays you another income at the end of the year when you either get money back from the IRS or you don't have to pay for it, because you've done what all the wealthy do, and they start their own business. So there are huge tax benefits to doing it. And it was exactly, what we were looking for at the time. And so, that's just another one of the reasons why I'm going, why would you not do this for that standpoint alone? So, Z?
Thank you, Mike. I love what you mentioned in the beginning, because I think that's sometimes what we forget is you're getting these benefits, but we're not going into debt to get there, which if I was to go open up my own business, the amount of infrastructure that we would need, the amount of the stuff we'd have to put together in the beginning, you would have to take a loan out, or you'd have to dip into your savings, to be able to build that business. But that's where our investment is pretty much our own. And we'll talk about that in a second. Your investment into this business is what you would have invested anyways into your health. So that's huge. Thanks for covering that. And that's amazing on just specifically how you read that book right before you did this too. It's always been very serendipitous for you, huh? All right, you guys. So I mentioned this earlier, what the investment is. It's your health and fitness journey. That's what you're investing. So if you have not already purchased a program, I know some of you might have already done our challenge groups and you bought some type of challenge pack when you started, then you don't have to buy this all over again. But if you're listening to this call and you're curious about coaching and you've never actually dived into our programs, then you're going to want to get one. You're going to need to get one so that you're able to actually work on your own self and then share that with other people. So these are a couple of the popular packages that are out right now. We're launching some brand new ones in October, but the price range is around $160, and then there's other options that you can talk to your coach about as well. Now, those of you that already have this package, what happens now if you wanted to become a coach? You need to stay on Shakeology every single month, or the performance line, which is Recover and Energize. And so every single month you want to get one of those products. A lot of us coaches like to get all of them, but you don't have to. I really believe that what other people are going to be purchasing from you is what you use. So Energize, for example, for me, and my Shakeology, those are two things I would never go without. Even if we travel, I take them both with me. So it's not a shocker that that's what most people are constantly reaching out to me to learn about, because I'm always talking about these things. But Shakeology is the one that we always recommend you sign on with your coach account every single month. You need to eat your own dog food. That's how we see it. Look at that as an investment. Please don't look at that as I have to spend money. Chelsea's story is a really good one, because she shared with you guys how she was struggling even just looking at their grocery bill. So I know for her, Shakeology was not something where it's like, oh, I have just all this money to spend on my shake every month, but it truly became an investment. And because she did that, she's able to do so much more with her business now. All right. So that's how I want you guys to think about your own products. So what's next? What happens now? There's sort of three types of coaches, although these are not formal titles. It's just where I see most of our coaches fit in. So there's a business starter, and that's someone that goes all in. They say, hey, I want to build this. It does not mean you have to quit your job, but all in meaning you commit to hopping on the team calls. The stuff that we teach you in training, you go out and you do it. You share with people. So you invite people to coaching, you invite people to learn about our challenge groups. That's someone in my book who's all in. A hobby coach maybe has a full-time job with no intention of quitting, but I'd still say a hobby coach is someone that shows up on team calls, that's sharing with other people, loves the product and enjoys sharing with others, and earns extra money. Now, a discount coach is someone who does not want to share whatsoever. You are only signing up because you want to get a discount. And there actually is a discount. So there are people who choose that because they love Shakeology or they love the products that they use, and they decide to become a discount coach simply to save every single month. It's a 25% off products. There is a coach fee, but on many of the products like Shakeology, for example, you still end up paying about $14 a month less every single month on the discount account. Now, a lot of people sign up as a discount coach, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, maybe I do actually want to share with other people and I want to turn into a hobby coach. So you can do that. These are not formal titles. The one thing I will tell you here is don't become a discount coach because you wish you could be a hobby or business coach and you're scared. Don't let fear be the reason that you don't go with one of those other ones. Don't do that, because I see people who do that and I know there's regret. It's like, I wish I could do this, but I'm going to say no because I'm scared to put that out there. So don't let fear stop you from putting out of your mouth what you really want, saying what you really want. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. When you say yes, what happens? I want you guys to contact the coach that invited you. So do this right now. If you feel it in your heart and you're like, I see myself on this team. I want to be a part of what's happening here. Text your coach right now that invited you and just say, I'm in. I want to do this. And if you don't already have a program, tell us which program you want to start with. So if you've never bought a challenge pack before, tell us which program or ask your coach to help you pick one. Tuesday, October 1st is our new coach training. And that's all virtual. It's all done on your own time. I lead that with a couple of my coaches, and we just daily will give you a couple of activities that you can do. We'll show you how to share. We'll encourage you to invite and show you how to invite, and then we'll answer your questions so that you know how to actually send someone a link and get them signed up under you. But that starts on Tuesday, October 1st. All right. And you can totally earn a check by the end of the month. There's no like hoops you have to jump through to be eligible to earn. As soon as you sign on to be a coach, your mom could buy Shakeology that same night and you will get your first check. So that's how fast it can happen. All right. I want to cover this. Some things that I've heard people in the past say or think. Number one is I'm not fit yet. And my response to that is, as long as you have a goal, you will do great. It doesn't matter where you're at, it matters where you're going. And I will tell you guys, wherever you're at and wherever you want to go, take people with you. Take people on that journey with you. My business actually did really well when I got pregnant because I had another journey to take people on with me, right? So going through life with people, going through that journey, people will want to join you because they know you're getting up and you're showing up every day. You don't have to wait for that before and after to all of a sudden start your business, but you do wherever you're at, even if you're in a good place today, just because you're in a really good place and maybe you're, rocking that body that you've always wanted, you can't stop showing up tomorrow. So it doesn't matter where you start, as long as every single day you show up, people will want to show up with you. I can't afford it. This is the one that gets me, you guys, because if you really can't afford it, then how can you afford not to? Like, what are you going to do to change your financial situation? If you can't afford it today, what other change are you making in your life? Are you planning on getting a raise? Are you planning on picking up a part-time job somewhere? What are you doing so that you can afford these things in your life, so you can afford taking care of yourself? And I almost feel like if you can't afford it more than anybody else, you need to find a way to make this happen so that you really jump in and you start working it and change that situation. Number 3 is this a pyramid scheme? I'm going to give you guys a definition of pyramid scheme because I think that's a valid question if you don't know. So I think you should know exactly what it is. A pyramid scheme is if all of you were to sign up today and I were to make a portion off of your sign-up fee. So the sign-up fee means you're not getting any product. It's just like let's say it was a $50 fee that you have to pay, and I'm making money off of that. That's a pyramid scheme. We do not make money off of a coach sign-up fee. Even your monthly coach fee, we do not make a commission off that. We don't make anything off of it. What we make money off of is a transaction of goods or services. So in our case, it would be goods and actually services too, right? Because the workouts and our coaching. But when someone buys a product, so let's say somebody buys Energize for me, I'm making a cut off of that product. Even if you're a coach account, I'm making a bonus off of the volume of the products that you get. I am not making money off of signups. That would be a pyramid scheme. I love it. Welcome to the team, Heather. Right into our coach chat too. She totally put it out there. All right, you guys, I don't like to sell. I failed at my first MLM. So I want you to know that, like, failed. I didn't want to share with people. I was the wife that I think everybody at Todd's, you know, because he was the one that kind of led it. I was the wife they talked about that said, I'm sure people were saying, like, you know, she's not very supportive of her husband, because I didn't want to sell it. I didn't believe in it. My heart wasn't into it. So I failed. And I want you guys to really feel good about that, because it shows you that you could be someone that doesn't want to sell, that could still do very well if you really genuinely love what we do. I don't have a social media following. I started with 200 people on Facebook, and today that's 99% of my business is on Facebook. So I'm slowly trying to do Instagram, but Facebook is really where I built it. We have other coaches on the team that are almost 100% Instagram. So we'll teach you guys how to do that. But most of us did not start with a social media following. Some of us did, but many of us did not. And then the last one is, I'm so busy, I don't have time. To that, I'd say go back to Mike. You know, like, I got to tell you guys, Mike is probably one of the busiest people I know. And he has found a way to do this in the crux of his schedule, and so can you. But the second thing I'll say to the time is that, remember, time is a lot like money, and it's an asset that you can invest. And even if you have a little bit of time, if you can invest that into something that could give you more time in the future, that's what it did for me. I only have the time with my daughter today because I invested the little time I had before. So think about that when it comes to time. You would be shocked how much time we all waste. All of us, how much time we waste where we could be putting it into building something incredible for ourselves. All right, you guys, I want you to hit me with questions. And I'm seriously, Heather, like, I just have to say it again, because we just had someone in our chat just right in there say, I'm joining. And that is bold. That is awesome. Welcome to the team. I love that. All right, you guys, hit me with questions. Or Mike or Chelsea, you don't have to direct the questions to me. Does anybody want us to go over anything again? Let me share, let me stop the share. All right. You guys can type it if you don't want to speak. My fear is always letting others down. Are you worried about letting your coaches down or your challengers? I think that's a really, I really applaud you for putting that out there. You know, first of all, like, really saying what that fear is. But I want to kind of dig in a little bit deeper, Natasha. Is it letting your coach down?
I didn't realize that I could unmute this.
There we go.
So I apologize.
You're okay.
I guess my fear, I did Beachbody in the past. I did it for a whole year, and it's great. I love the program. So as soon as I saw Mike and Carrie, I was like, what? I gotta get, and I got with them because I know that they would be someone, and Lindsay, and I knew that there would be people that would cultivate the type of person that I am. But I knew that in the past, where I was being kind of pushed on was to sell. And my goal was not that I didn't want to sell or share. I was sharing, but it was like to let somebody else down, feeling like I'm not doing enough. And so I don't know how, because I'm very busy too. So how would you, I don't know, kind of like tackle that in, I don't know.
I think you did a really good job of explaining, but I guarantee you're not the only person either on this call or listening later that's going to feel that same feeling you're having. So I'm glad you said that. But I'm going to ask either Mike or Chelsea or Lisa or one of the other coaches to see if they have something to share first before I jump in.
Yeah, I'll share. In fact, I was going to jump in on that one. Natasha, you were on the wrong team. That's what happened. So look, I mean, here's the bottom line. Nobody can fire you from this. I mean, if you want to if you just joined this to surround yourself with a group of people that you want, that believe the way that you do, and you want to be inspired, then perfect. That's what we're here for. If you want to work this and it become your full-time job, we'll help you there too. So, I mean, the sky is the limit. But what we found is that and Chelsea would be great to jump in on this, is success breeds success. Once you have a little bit of success, and when work and life and all that gets busy to me, Carrie, in fact, will be like, hey, you need to work the Beachbody business a little bit more because you get so fired up. And that's the truth, is that once you experience a little bit of people and once you see the results that they have because you help to guide them, then that continues to just compound on top of one another. So, I mean, there's nobody that can fire you. There's no expectations other than we want you to be healthy. And when people join you and you get fired up, and Natasha, you have one of the best personalities of anybody I've ever met. So, so there's no doubt people are going to join you just because of who you are. So.
Feel better?
Yeah, I think I kind of wanted to share that in case anybody else is feeling it, because I know I felt it the first time. And he's right. I did join the wrong team. And support is a big thing. So, if I feel something, I like to share it because maybe somebody's not saying it, but thinking it.
Totally. And I'm so glad you did. We all on this team, I will say, really adopt the help you get to whatever goals you give yourself. So not my goals for Mike or Mike's goals for Chelsea or Lisa's goals for her coach. That's really not how any of us on this team really try to lead our people. It's really about what are your goals and how can I help you get there? And I think from what you're saying, it was almost like you were being pushed to somebody else's goals instead of your own. You have to feel good about whatever goal you put for yourself. It has to be your goal, and your coach is going to help you feel good about it and get there. Anybody else? All right, you guys. So Mike said he's more than willing. If you guys want to message him any questions, you can message me. You can message the coach that invited you. I just want to end by saying that you belong here. If you showed up on this call, there's something in your heart that led you to learn more. The only reason that you're not going to sign up is fear. That's the only thing I've seen when it really comes down to it, is some type of fear that's holding you back. So talk to your coach about that. Talk to someone in your life that you really respect, that you value, or maybe just have that gut check with yourself of, I showed up on that call for a reason. Why would I not join? And just remember that you really do belong here, and we welcome you with open arms. I recommend you think about it pretty soon so that if you do end up joining, we can have you on board the new coach training that starts on October 1st. And let's end with that raffle. Did anyone hop on Sandy? I don't have you, and I've got an Ashley. You guys aren't coaches already, right? Oh no, Ashley, I've got you. Ashley, you're already in here. Sandy, though, I don't have, so I'm gonna add you. Natasha, I don't think I got you, actually. Huh. I didn't mention you earlier. Let me add you real quick.
I'm already a coach, though.
You are a coach. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for letting me know. Okay. All right. Then I'll leave that on the side. Let's get this raffle going. Alexandria. Yay! Will you do me a favor and either send me or send your coach your address and they'll get it to me, and I will get this in the mail for you tomorrow. Yay!
I can't live without Energize, Alexandria. I just want to let you know that. It's the greatest thing ever invented.
It really is.
Especially with 4 kids.
Oh yeah. I went out of town last week and this was like, this is my Shakeology, but I would not have left anywhere without this. This stuff is gold. So enjoy. Thank you guys again for hopping on. And if anybody has any questions, just reach out. Bye, you guys.
Bye, everyone.